Just going to put a last little thing on Auden. The Unknown Citizen by W.H. Auden. Not sure if many of you will use it. It's a little bit of a confusing, not confusing one, but it's kind of simplistic one. I don't know if it gives you enough for what you want to do. It's a good poem, and I just want everyone to just read it, so just you're exposed to it, and haven't and the option of using it if you want. I'll make this a brief one. You can see it's called The Unknown Citizen, which is obviously a play, kind of satirizes the notion of the unknown soldier. After the war, a lot of people were erecting the unknown soldier statues obviously as a symbol of reflection for those who've passed in war. This one is really critique of the modern world from Auden. He's critiquing the way in which society is going, the uniformity and conformity and the dangers of that is basically what permeates throughout the whole poem. Excuse me. So it starts to JS07M378. This marble monument is erected by the state. There's rhyming couplets that run all the way throughout. You see that use of the number there. Like literally, this person is just a number. He was found by the Bureau of Statistics to be one against whom there was no official complaint, and all the reports on his conduct agree that in the modern sense of an old-fashioned word, he was a saint. And so it's that again in this and that modern sense of an old-fashioned word, that juxtaposition between you could link this to the Shield of Achilles in that respect. So like what was and what is, it's in that later stage. For everything he did, he served to the greater community, except for the war till the day he retired. He worked in a factory and never got fired. So except for the time in the war till he retired, he worked in that factory, showing that again that notion of conformity and that notion of doing what is expected. But satisfies his employers, Fudge Motors Inc. Yet he wasn't a scab or odd in his views, for his union reports that he paid his dues. A report on his union shows it was sound, and as social psychology workers found that he was popular with mates and liked to drink. The press are convinced that he bought a paper every day, and that his reactions to advertisements were normal in every way. So what he's looking at is that notion of the way in which society is celebrating conformity, and that's basically what's coming on his scene. So like he's done what's expected of him the whole time. Policies taken out in his name prove that he was fully insured, and his health card shows that he was once in a hospital but left it cured. Both producers' research and high-grade living declare he was fully sensible to the advantages of the instalment plan and had everything necessary to be the modern man. Modern man capitalised there. And so like that notion of what it is to be that modern man is to be one who does what is expected. A phonograph, a radio, a car, and a Frigidaire. Researchers into public opinion are content that he held the proper opinions for the time of year. When there was peace, he was for peace. When there was war, he went. He was married and had added 5 children to the population, which our eugenist says was the right number for a parent of his generation. Again, all of these examples, the rhyming couplets, and then the notion of the eugenist, which is someone like to that links to Hitler as well, but links to that notion of breeding programs basically. And our teachers report that he never interfered with their education. Was he free? Was he happy? The question is absurd. Had anything been wrong, which the most should certainly have heard. So the reading of that last part is, it doesn't really matter whether he was free or whether he was happy. The question is absurd. The state knows everything about them. And that's it. That's the entire poem. It's a very, very simple poem. But it's worth looking at it. It might be something that you can use in your related texts. It may be a poem that better links with some of the others because of that notion of like I said, I can see a real link to Shield of Achilles. I can also see a real link to September 1939. So if you're finding some difficulties making links with other poems, this might be a good one that you can use. I'll also post on Edmodo some links to some analysis of it if you're interested in having a look at it. Alright, that's it. Arrivederci. Once I figure out how to stop this, what is happening? Why is this not turning off?